So my character is not there in the book. This is the surprise in the show.
If I hadn't understood the clear trajectory of the storyline, I don't think it would have been easy to understand her actual journey.
As actors, you meet the people making the show first. It starts off with many meetings and
Firstly, welcome to Box Office India.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Congratulations for your web series. I totally love it.
You've seen it already?
No, I have not seen it, but I have seen the trailer.
Okay.
And as I told her earlier also, it is building a curiosity to know who is that stranger. So I want to see it. I'll see it tomorrow.
I'm sure we'll live up to that right till the end of the series.
So
You have to have the whole day though, because you're going to watch it.
yeah, tomorrow I have the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm going to complete the series tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I'm
And
saying
order
even if you sort of think that you're going to watch 6 episodes, have the option of watching the 15 in one go, because that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Starting with Hello Mini is based on a book. So, did you guys read the book before starting the shoot?
I did. I read all 3 because even though season 1 is based on book 1, Marry Me Stranger is the name of the book.
Okay.
It was important for me to understand the character's journey, Rivana's journey, all the way through the 3 series, because it would have been a little difficult for me to have partial information. So I read all 3 books right away. I read it in like 3 days. Very quickly.
Good job. No, I only read the first one. And that's because, so my character is not there in the book. This is the surprise in the show. This is Goldie Behal's idea, his brainchild to, it's a suspense drama, it's a mystery, and for everyone who's read the book, there would be nothing to look forward to in the show. You would know everything, you would know what's going to happen to the characters. And so he wanted to add this, this tadka, as I've been saying, to the flavor. And that's what I'm trying to do.
The script is different from the book, right? So, was reading the book helpful?
Yeah, reading the book was helpful for a lot of reasons. It's because obviously when you shoot, you're not shooting in a chronological order, right? You're shooting based on locations, based on the schedule of the shoot. So if I hadn't understood the clear trajectory of the storyline, I don't think it would have been easy to understand her actual journey, because Rivana is quite different from the beginning to the end of the season. A lot happens to her and she changes a lot.
Okay.
So having the book, and I would keep the book on set with me and tab it, because then if I was confused about where I was in Rivana's journey, I would just open the book and kind of use it as a reference to understand where I am mentally. So yeah, for me.
The script is different in terms of the
Book.
It's not different in the journey. It's not different in the graph per se. It's different in the stops in between. You've got to structure a show the way a show needs to be structured. An episode needs to end in a particular way with a hook point for you to come back to the next one. A book necessarily doesn't have to do that. So you structure it differently when you make a show. But the journeys remain the same, the graphs remain the same. And in fact, I would say that the flavor has been kept. You know, Novanil's books have a particular sense. It's dark, but it's exuberant. It's not soppy dark. It's not. Nobody's sulking. You know, it's all quite exuberant. It's quite young, and I think they've kept all of that in the show as well. Things keep happening. I mean, you won't get time to say, अच्छा ये 15 मिनट में मुझे मज़ा नहीं आया. That's not going to happen.
It's very quick,
yeah,
actually.
and it's gripping completely right from the start to the end.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 2 episodes take a little bit of time to build up, but then once the train takes off, then you're not getting off at any stop.
My sister was watching the show with me, and she had gotten up to go get a plate for dinner. And within the 30 seconds she got up, like something very monumental happened. And she's like, no, we have to stop it, we have to rewind it. And for the rest of the show, she was like glued to her chair. She didn't want to move at all, because you'll miss something. If you look at your phone, if you look away, it's like, it's very fast paced.
See, we like her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good audience member.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We
she's a very good audience.
prototypes
And she's
of her.
honest too. So it's like when I got that reaction from her, I was very happy.
Hello Mini is a thriller. So you have to convince the audience with your body language, with your expression, rather than the dialogues. So how did you prepare for this role? How did you guys prepare for your roles?
Mademoiselle first. Yeah.
We had a lot of workshops, but I don't think sitting in an office with scripts is going to get you into the body language that you're speaking of. I think one of the biggest lessons I learned from this shoot is that it's very exhausting to be terrified all the time. And because it is a really physical, you know, we're actors, we use every facet, we use our words and we use our body and we use our expressions, but fear, terror, horror, all these things, it can be pretty exhausting. So it was a stamina game for me, especially because I was shooting quite frequently. But my director, Farooq Kabir, was pretty amazing with that, making sure I was taking breaks, conserving my energy, so when we had the take, I could go full out.
What about you?
My preparation was different. I mean, this was a character not there in the book, and then we had to still make sure that every time he came on screen, he was creating an impact. It seemed like it was a bit of a responsibility to make sure that every time there was a scene, there was something special about the scene, because that's the purpose of the character that's been added. But at the same time, we also had the liberty to interpret it the way that we wanted it to, because there was no reference of the character in the book. And so I sort of actually thought about the approach and the internalization of it. Like, her process was way more physical than mine, because of all the physical and I wouldn't say loud, but you know, the reactions have to be big reactions to big things happening in front of you, and all of the things are happening to her. So, but this my process was a lot more internalized, and so I thought it needed to be about power as an industrialist. He needed to look like a self-made, very successful person. He's very direct. He knows what he wants. He's very honest. He calls a spade a spade. There's black and white for him, and he functions like that with honesty with people. There's no manipulation. There are no games like that. There are other kinds of games, but there are no games with other people. And so, rather than, because there is a lot of sexuality in the show, rather than going the Christian Grey way, we went the Frank Underwood way, and made it more about power. And I think even in the sense of me doing it, in the way that I was doing it, or in the way that I was saying my lines, it's very Kevin Spacey, it's very Frank Underwood, and we consciously did that. I put on a little bit of weight. We added some 2 streaks of grey in his hair. We did all of that. We did whatever that we could to make it look like the successful industrialist, a man about power that we could, and hopefully people will like it.
So Hello Mini has started streaming. What kind of response you guys are getting? How has the journey been so long?
You see, of course, as actors, you meet the people making the show first. It starts off with many meetings and discussions of roles and stories. So Rose Movies and Goldie Bell helming the affairs makes it easy. I've worked with them before, and you know, when good people are doing something, everybody wants to get involved. It's easier. The decision making isn't so tough. So there was Applause helming it. Now there's MX Player releasing it to people, and I believe MX and Applause both haven't done a psychological thriller before. So it's a new genre for them, and I think we're very glad to be associated with both of them as well, along with Goldie and Rose. So the journey got easy because there were good people trying to do good work. And that's what everybody wants to do. So you want to be a part of it, and you say, hello, okay, hello Mini, I'm going to be a part of you.
I'm really overwhelmed. I actually, every time I open, most of the people that are contacting me are through my Instagram page, and I open the direct message folder, and a lot of people are saying when they read the book, they had no idea how it would come to life when they saw the initial announcement that we are doing an adaptation. And I guess the biggest compliment for any actor is that you really portrayed Rivana well. When I imagined this story, you've done it justice for me as a fan of the book. So that I think was not only my biggest pressure starting this, but it's also the biggest compliment when I hear it, and I'm hearing it quite a bit. So
No, of course it is. If you can live up to people's imaginations, then fantastic.
yeah, there's an immense amount of content being created, which means a lot of people are getting jobs, which is, I think, the biggest issue for people like me who are auditioning constantly. You know, there's limited roles for people like us. Hello, I'm Anuja Joshi,
Hi, I'm Gaurav Chopra.
and you're watching Box Office India.
Do like, share, and subscribe.